Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice here is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. What's happening, Jeff? I was going to say, I thought he's here somewhere. He's underneath them figures up in there.
He was going plus ultra.
I'm just hiding behind my heroes, you know.
There we go, dude. But let's see that shirt, man. We saw it backstage. Let's see that shirt, baby. Yeah.
Plus ultra today.
That's right. He's action packed right now, man. But yes, welcome to another episode of FANime Talk. You know the motto. You know, if you want to do it right, anime for life up in here. But you know, like I want to holler at my two brothers going on over here, Jeff, Steve. How you guys doing this Monday evening?
Oh man, we are ready. We are ready. Let me just pass it down to Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, brother? Because
I'm good. Man. Just got home like 10 minutes before the show, so. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I got here in time because I did not want to come in late. I definitely didn't want to miss talking about MHA because this is literally my favorite anime right now. And actually, it's probably the only anime I'm watching right now.
All right.
Dude, you picked the best one. You're in good
company. You did. You picked a good one to settle down with and focus on, my man.
It's funny. I didn't watch this until after I got this Funko Pop.
Oh, okay. So that was a while.
That was about a year or two, right? Yeah, it was a few years ago. I was standing in line at Funimation, and literally every single person in front of me and behind me was talking about My Hero Academia this, My Hero Academia that. Yep. And they all convinced me to go watch it. And I bought this. When I got back from SDCC, I started watching it, and I was hooked, and I was sad that I was only like a season or two.
Oh yeah, man, that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, and yeah, that I would be heartbroken too, man. But I mean, and that was some time ago, and here we are, you know, up into season 5. But before we get into that, Steve, let's holler at the nerd chat. Let's give some love to our moderators, everybody.
Oh yeah, man, and you guys are gonna see some new names up in this, So
That's
shout out to the Team Nerd Herd moderators. Brother number 1, Brother Rudy, man, he is the band name extraordinaire, the head of this band. Brother number 2 is Something Wong. You already know Something White's gonna happen when he's around.
Always.
And brother number 3, D-Anime Etc., D-Anime Etc., Senpai.
What's up, Sonnet?
Brother number 4 is my horror hermano, Glenn 2K from the other side of the pond.
2K.
Welcome. God damn it, welcome to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, my brother. We love you, brother. We love you. So we are super excited to have my man Glenn on board. And shout outs to the music, DJ Abomination and Plainclothes D over there up north. And let's go ahead and jump in this herd chat. Let's go ahead and swan dive. We got right there, brother number 4, horror hermano, Glenn 2K, already tuned from the booth.
Yeah.
You know, you got Something Wong, my man. Give him a club soda and a lime, and he's going to make this shit go and get started. Oh, you got Raging Cajun Comics, my brother JD. Brother JD, Transformers more than meets the eye.
Yes, drive carefully, man. Drive carefully.
Yeah, brother. We won't make you laugh, so you roll off the road, bro. We can't do that. Inja, the beheader, Binja, my girl, is up in this piece.
What's up, girl? What's up, Binja?
Oh, man, you got a bleeding star from galaxies away and Milky Ways afar. Greetings, my bleeding star.
That's right.
You're a shining star. I just felt like a sudden urge to just hit that, right? Here it is, Comics and Pops, my brother Alonzo, man.
Alonzo, what's good?
You know he wants to hear that MHA chat, man. What's going on, brother number 1, Brother Rudy, man? What's the band name for today, Brother Rudy? We got the trio?
Yeah,
brother.
Main man.
I'm pretty sure it's a quad.
Bam. Yep. Anime, etc.
What's up?
Yeah, man. Let's see. I think we might be caught up. I think we are all caught up, y'all. As we catch you, no, my bad. We can't start it without Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Uzumaki.
That's right, my man. What's going on?
He might have went Ultra Instinct if we missed him. My bad, my brother. Good to see you.
Yeah. And let's plus Ultra Instinct.
Yep, and Sage mode. You know,
I mean, that's some ass whooping extraordinary. You know?
That's the trifecta right there, dude. You for sure. You can't stand a chance. You can't lose a Makis.
All right.
So you guys, this is, I mean, season 5. What can I say other than it was pretty damn amazing? You know what I'm saying? I mean. It was action packed from the beginning, and then towards the middle we get some very enriched storylines where the plot is going. We have another big bad happening, inside the series. So there's just a ton of things that kind of from when we last left up. What's up, TM Nerdy?
Station, my brother. Station.
I mean, we start out in the beginning with class 1A versus class 1B, and I gotta tell you, I mean, if you guys haven't watched it, definitely please go back and check it out. But Jeff, I want to ask you, was there a favorite fight in class 1A, class 1B that really stuck out to you?
I want to say, I mean, obviously the one with Deku, but that would probably be the last one. But actually, it's not even my favorite one. I want to say the one with what's her name? The girl who can create. Is it?
Momo. Yeah, creation. Momo, that's right.
Her team was pretty well organized. They had a good plan, and they even had a backup plan. So that's I really enjoyed watching them because it was like a maturity from all the previous seasons, right? It's because she was so unsure of herself in previous seasons until that fight with protecting Todoroki, right? So I think that was like that moment where you go, okay, she can be a leader, she can lead a squad of heroes, and that to me was like a pretty damn good fight.
Yep, I'd have to agree with you on that one. That was definitely a good fight. Steve, is there one that stuck out to you between the two classes?
It had to be Bakugo leading the team because you saw more growth in that whole battle sequence. He was now playing as a team, now thinking to become better, he has to do better. And you saw a lot. He put it out there, but he was just a sniper, man, just quick with his moves and just showed progression in every sense of the word. For me, it's Bakugo. My boy made me proud.
Yeah, I have to say, he seeing his character development. I mean, his personality very much stayed the same during that fight. Still playing the a-hole, the take charge. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, do your job.
Exactly. He's not even calling them by names. He's just saying ears. Muscled. You guys do this. You guys do that. But I mean, yeah, I definitely would agree with both of you guys. Both of those two fights definitely stood out in my mind as well. Because of both sides, you just got to see class, the other class, showcase what they're made of. You know what I mean? And seeing how they had to play catch up with actually not being in a crisis against villains, really. Not like class 1A has had, I don't know if you really want to call it an opportunity, but they were in the thicket, so they got a chance to really know what's going on. So the fact that they were able to really showcase them, I just enjoyed it very much. And, like transitioning now moving forward into the internships that class 1A has. I mean, I know that was one part that we actually went over, where we have basically the big three. We got Midoriya, we got Soto, and we got Bakugo all going in. The number one hero now, you guys, Endeavor agency, and they're training underneath the number one. So seeing that, a question for both of you guys, and in the chat, if you guys, want to chime in and give us your thoughts on how you think the number one hero is doing as far as like mentoring the next generation, because he never really took on that kind of role. So what, I mean, let me go to Steve. Steve, what are some of your thoughts on that, seeing those episodes?
Those episodes were pretty deep. For one, you get to see Endeavor's family life, you get to see what he did, and you get to see him come full circle as a hero, right? Also his conversation with All Might. He really took that to heed, and that really opened his eyes. And I think that's what made the progression, because he saw that it was fleeting to get to Endeavor, but All Might. And in order for him to be anywhere near there, he had to be his own hero. So he had to embrace what that, symbol of peace is. So you got to see him atone for what he did as a family man, but also showing the kids like this is what it's going to take, and really delving into their specifics. Before it was just, I just need to be number one. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to cultivate these heroes to become their own number one by just analyzing what they could do better. So, I mean, that in a whole, you got to see growth from Endeavor as well. I mean, Inja, the beheader Binja, just dropped the dime right there when she said you get to see everybody's growth from not only the class, but you get to see the heroes. What about you, Jeff? What's going on, my brother? What do you think?
Yes, talk to us, Jeff.
I want to start with like when you talked about 1B, class 1B, like when they first fought off against 1A in season 1, that the growth that they had without the experience that 1A had was tremendous. And I really want to see more of them. I honestly would love them to actually, combine the class, but that's a whole nother thing. And I don't know, I haven't read the manga, so I wouldn't, I haven't gone that far. So, as far as Endeavor goes, right? So his storyline, I got chills when Steve was talking about it, honestly, because it's just the fact that he was such a hard ass, when he was number 2, right, and he was always he had one single-minded goal, and that's probably what strayed him away from being a good family man, right? It tore him. It probably made him thinned out. So stress and everything probably got to him, and he ruined his family life. And now he knows that as the number 1 hero, he knows there's more than just being the number 1. It's not just about fighting the criminals. It's also about balancing his life. Because if he's not balanced, then he's not going to achieve the best that he could. And it felt like that he was, like he said during the last episode, or the episode where he doesn't even save his son.
Oh yeah.
But his whole time he's just trying to atone for everything he's ever done wrong. And
Nicholas Culture.
So what's up, Nicholas?
I can relate to that. I have a father who was abusive, and he I'm sure he's trying to atone for what he's done. Like, I get it. I understand his path in life, and I understand where he got to and why he did the things he did. That for me helps me, right? I can move forward. But for him, he's always going to be trying to atone for what he's done in the past. Right. So
that's very true.
I can completely understand that. And I have the same kind of relationship that Todoroki's older brother has with his father.
Natsu, right?
Yeah, Natsu, yeah. So like he just doesn't want to forgive him. Right? He just doesn't. He doesn't think there's a path forward. But when you see your father trying to atone, not trying to apologize, not trying to make up for things, he's just trying to atone. He's trying to do his best to move forward, to be the best father he can at that point on.
Nicole, what's going on?
What's up, Nicole?
What up? So that's a very deep story and very personal to me, and the fact that you can see it in Todoroki's face as well, right? When he's dealing with it, even though he's mellow, you can tell that he's taking in what Midoriya is saying to him, what his sister's saying to him, and also seeing what his father is doing, without having to say anything about it. So he's seeing the action of his father, and he's trying to help his his 2 buddies also become the best heroes they can be, right? And I want to say something about Midoriya and Bakugo. They're the luckiest heroes ever because they got to train under 2 number 1s.
Oh yeah.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
That's
their
very
number
true.
one is their number 1's the mentor, man. They both looked up to him, and All Might's taken a loving as sons, or a liking as if you were to take you under his wing, and Midoriya is there. So yeah, you're right, Jeff.
Yeah, that's actually really perfect perspective on seeing who their mentors are. They're both the number 1 heroes that, like obviously you're going to admire them just for the sheer title, right? But, seeing how their first beginnings with All Might. I mean, who doesn't want to be like All Might, right? But now seeing a different version of Endeavor, and really seeing how things in his life have definitely been changing, and going just really seeing the parallels from All Might and Endeavor. I mean, even down to the actual like theme song of this, I think that it was the second half of the series, is that you see All Might from the back, and he does his smile, but then it switches to Endeavor, and Endeavor's not smiling, you know what I mean? So it really does paint a picture of what the future number ones are looking like. He's not the smiling hero, but I mean, he does take it to the max. He does his thing. And, I mean, he's training the rooks, so he's doing his job. So I appreciate both your guys' perspective on this. Endeavor is the number one, but he needs to prove himself. Yes, to be worthy. And you know what? Anthony, you're absolutely right. And if there is any hero that is out there that is trying to do just that, it is Endeavor, because when nobody else was trying to surpass All Might, he was the only one that was actually trying to do so actively, until, he just went obsessive and just tried to, kind of pass that on to his son, right, to Soto. And then kind of moving on, from Endeavor's family, that's where, like you really do get that emotional tie-in, like how Jeff, like how you said, it just was, it hit home for you, and I'm sure it hit home for very many individuals who have had similar experiences with either a parent or a mentor. But then also you get a little bit of another side, which was very, Naruto Shippuden feels, with Present Mike and Eraserhead revisiting, Kurogigi, which is, what they think to be a fallen comrade from, their past, Shirakumo. And that for me, that episode was just very nostalgic, even though it was my first time actually seeing it. Anybody who's a Naruto fan, would know that this is just Obito through and through, right? You just get that Kakashi Obito type feel, and seeing how emotional Eraserhead got. Eraser has always been one of my favorite heroes, especially because I feel like he knows how to really keep his emotions in check. But seeing his fallen, or what we think is his fallen comrade there, like, is there a way to get him back? It just was very emotional for me to see that that pull on his heartstring, and Present Mike just kind of being alongside of him as well. So that was, to me, was definitely something that had that enriched story, where it just is diving a little bit deeper into some of the characters that we might not really have known a whole great deal about. And then I thought it was brilliant how they're tying in, tying it in with the villains, I thought that was a really good segue of
way
how
to close it.
Yes, and seeing where the segue goes with continuing on with the villains, and this was a perfect closing part for the series, right? For season 5. We got to see My Villain Academia. You guys, we get to see the villains progress in in their own development. I have a few things to say about it, but like, I'd love to hear what you both have to say about that. Jeff, do you mind? Tell us what you think, what your thoughts were on that.
So yeah, that episode messed me up too, because I was like, whoa, they went that far back. They connected it to the teachers when they were in school at My Hero Academia. So it's just like, or at UHA, right?
Yes,
is that what they call it?
UA, right?
UA, that's it, UA. So it was really cool to see that, because also you're right. You don't really see emotion from Eraserhead, and then Present Mike is usually always talking. It's always really loud, but they were both quiet and emotional. And
me too.
The fact that Shigaraki is it Shigaraki, right? I'm getting it right.
Kurogigi, right?
Kurogigi. Okay.
Yes.
So his powers are just awesome, right? He's got the warp power. And the fact that he was actually like not even that great of a hero in the school, the academy, that he becomes this like really powerful villain is just another story that hasn't been told, right? Like that's something I want to know more about. So I love that they introduce all of that. As far as all the villains, oh my goodness, the development of Himiko Toga, she scares the living shit out of me. If I ever met a girl like that, I'm totally going the opposite way. I pretend I never saw her eye to eye. You're like, no way, man. Like,
he's right up my alley,
freaky.
man.
Steve. Steven's looking for a good time right there, you know.
He's like, I just want a good time now. That's all.
Just
now.
Just Mr. Right Now and not later.
Agreed. The villains are so good. You're right, Alonso. Very good. They are.
Yeah, no, the villains are probably one of the best parts of MHA, right? Because they're they even have more depth to them than you would get off the bat from any other show, right? Because other shows you go, oh, they're the bad guys, that's it. But they have all a background. They're all tied to like either UA or All Might or another, hero, right? So that they have these paths that are all connected, and that just tells me that there's something that's going to tell us about the past that's going to blow our minds, right? And I also like I like the whole Hawks is playing a double agent or triple agent, So I really like it. I like how Endeavor showed how smart Endeavor actually is instead of being a hothead.
Yeah, so right? 100% agree.
But again, that just goes to show that they have to be smart enough to figure out what the villains are doing. The villains are way, way ahead of them. They've already had these plans. And the best thing is there's 2 sets of villains.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Can I just...
please. Let's go.
I just need to say one thing, man. The best part about this is that, like, it's great to see the heroes developing, but then you get to see the villains and where their minds are at, where the chess game that they're playing, the ramping up, and then the like seeing the development in the leader, man. I mean, oh man, let's go ahead and hit it with Chef R.D. Harris, my brother.
What's up, Chef?
But like just seeing just seeing Dobby rise to the occasion, just seeing freaking Twice go off when he saw his girl lying on the floor, just like
bro.
He went
psycho.
Yes. I mean, when he did that Sad Man's Parade, that was just that was a moment right there. That was a moment.
And the other thing, dude, was when you see Shigaraki, how the professor kind of was like, I'll help you, but in order for you to be helped, you need to do, and you get to see freaking Giganto, dude. That guy was freaking huge, bro. I was like, just seeing the Shigaraki's origins, everything. They like this series of My Hero Academia went into like heroes story, went into villains. It just spread it out. So I mean, the development of the world was it for that for this season 5 for me. And with that being said, I'm gonna shut the hell up, but I want to say what's up to Swaggy, my boy.
What's up, Uncanny?
But Eric,
Steve,
let me hit you with it, bro.
I mean, honestly, I think I just have to, kind of piggyback on what you guys are saying, just seeing how the overall development for their entire character roster, seeing their quirks develop over time from both sides, and just seeing the sheer power that Giganta Machio, that's like the true test, right? Like really gaining his allegiance, and Shigaraki just he's able to do it, and I feel like the way they ended up presenting it in going into his origins and really seeing like how it pushed him forward to like beyond, his what Jeff's shirt is saying, his plus ultra right there, and taking on the Liberation Army. Like it just really goes to show you just how bad the League of Villains are. And it's funny because I found it very ironic how the Doctor is saying you guys are still too weak. And he's just calling him out. And the Doctor is yet another character that we get an opportunity to really see just how twisted and demented this guy is. I mean, but he would have to be in order to be basically the right hand of, All For One, right? I mean, he's just one crazy SOB. But, when you're seeing the overall fight between the Liberation Army and the League of Villains, I mean, it just really gets your heart racing. Just echoing what Jeff says about Toga, seeing her quirk develop and progress in that way really does. It makes her she's already a lethal weapon, you know what I mean? But it just makes her that much deadlier. She reminds me of the character from Kill Bill 1, the bodyguard for Lucy Liu's character. Really does remind me a lot about her, of just how her psyche is. But and how
also reminds me, her powers remind me like Heroes. Remember Petrelli, the brother had the power to empathy, right? But then the opposite was the grandfather, right? Or something like that.
Yes. Man, that was a way back powers, series. Right? Yes, he could.
She's like kind of in that same area where she's now developing other people's powers.
It's all good, girl.
Yep. That is true. That is true.
Which I also can I build on? So the quirk things, I was so surprised, at least, because I thought the quirks were just like this one note. You get a quirk, that's your power, right? But now they're showing us there's different levels of your quirk. There's also like a maturity of your quirk too, as well, right? And also maybe even like what do you call it? Like finding new powers or new abilities of your quirks.
Yes.
That you wouldn't even have imagined, right? So the fact that they're all learning these things, like from a Chaco to Bakugo to Todoroki, and especially Deku, right? Yes. Because he has a special kind of power that definitely we know has multiple types of powers.
Indeed. Oh, Angel.
Poor girl. She's like, I got to go.
Oh, what happened? Did we spoil?
No. She just Jeff, I don't want to put her business out there, but
if
you could look at the chat, she's got a problem with Mother Nature, and Mother Nature.
I got you.
All right.
But in just continuing on to what you're saying, Jeff, is that their quirk is very similar to like what One Piece is with their abilities, their devil fruits. It's called like an awakening. So it's like they're awakening a new, and breaking through a barrier of their quirk and manifesting, and really cultivating it into something different. So I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah,
man, they are messing with Inja.
Oh yeah, man. She's just like you got. She's just like,
I goes out to you, girl. I know.
Yeah, she's like you and you. You cool, and I'm out. Yeah, man. Is it weird that at the very end I voted for the villains? Like I was just like, oh,
how could you not?
Dude, what about when he was just freaking going like full speed, just and just freaking when he when him between our Destro, oh my god, Red Destro, when they were fighting, it just like to Jeff's point, it showed elevation and breaking that peak, like just in life, guys. Do as in life, man. You got to get tested. You got to get put against the wall. Once you get put against the wall and uncomfortable, that's what makes you guys push forward. The brain is the strongest freaking body part, that we have. It's just telling you, like, it's your body that tells you can't, but that threshold just set him off, man. It was that one memory of what happened and just boom, crazy.
That's true. That's true. And and then how things are seen, how we're able also to see how Shigaraki's origin story, you know what I mean? Because we've been carrying on with Deku and seeing his beginnings, to where he is now. And it really seemed fitting that we got a little bit of an opportunity to dive into his backstory, and just how tragic, like he kind of was just from the beginning, unfortunately. You know what I mean? It just seems like he just ended up falling through the cracks of just like the hero society, and his home life also just was not the best upbringing. It just seemed like he had everything kind of going against him, with down to his own blood, his family, his sister. It was just very, very heart touching. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I just thought that including that was something that I feel like as fans, we definitely needed to see, because there, as In just said, she's a fan of the villains, you know what I mean? And for us to be able to really form more of an attachment to this character, even if he is a villain, we're going to need to know more. And they brought it to us with this season. You know what I mean? That one just was a tough one to watch. But I mean, it was very welcoming, very welcoming.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go for it. No, my brother. You go for it.
I just think it was refreshing because most of the series is from Deku's point of view, right? So we're basically following him. We're seeing his point of view, and the story is pretty much from his point of view. But the refreshing part was this season was you got a lot of different points of views. It didn't have to follow Deku. We got like you said, we got more in depth with the villains. We had at least 4 or 5 different episodes where it was just villain based.
Yes, towards the end, basically was there spotlighting them.
Yeah, and I think that was just very refreshing. It keeps you like, oh, it's not the same thing over and over again. It's definitely it keeps you from just seeing the hero side of the coin. You see why these villains are doing what they're doing. There's actually a method to their madness, and also like a reason for their madness. And it's convincing enough that another group joins them. That's how crazy their idea was. And how not just crazy, but also very reasonable in the sense of like other people would believe in the same thing.
Right. That's true. You know what I mean? Because they're seeing, kind of like what the Yakuza were basically trying to obtain in their own variation, and the Liberation Army just ended up, I mean, the League of Villains just absorbed it. That's exactly what they did. They absorbed, their assets and, downright to their leaders. So, but I don't know about you guys, but as far as like moving forward with the rest of the series and going into 6, I mean, towards the end of 5, we see a lot of the heroes just kind of lined up in the back of, in the woods, up in the hills, and they're looking at the town, and, like it sets it up for a big fight. You know what I mean? We already know that it's coming. It just sets the stage for that. So there is, that anticipation, but there is one mystery as far as, the power that the Doctor is giving to Shigaraki. I mean, it seems tremendously painful, and as it probably would be, obviously, because of, he's All for One's, second, right? So he's the one that's going to take over. But the mystery for me is what exactly is the Doctor like plotting at this? Is he really working for him? Because his allegiance from the beginning was with All for One, so he did say he will help out Shigaraki and that he's, he's going to be that for him. But is he really, I just am curious. I just have that question. Is he really, guys? So I don't know if you guys feel the same.
I think he has ulterior motives because he has those no moves too. So, I mean, like if he got them up and running, like he could be his own little, villain himself. But
I didn't think to look at it from that perspective. But that's a thought. That's a thought.
But the other thing is, why would you bargain Giganto, dude? Like, why would you say, hey, like this is a card? Unless you're benchmarking, you're saying, let's see if my Nomos can destroy him.
Oh, that's That's true. That's true. Jeff, what about you? What are some of your thoughts?
I kind of agree with Steve as well, in the sense that maybe he does have ulterior motives. But he seemed very dedicated to All For One.
Yeah.
But he also stated that he would follow him if he proves himself.
Yes.
You know, so if he can withstand the process and be able to lead, you know, the League of Villains, and probably, you know, carry out, you know, All For One's, you know, agenda. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't follow him, but I definitely see that by using him to, you know, alter his DNA and alter his powers, his quirks, right?
Yep.
He's also learning to do that, like you said, to his momos, his whatever they are.
The Nomus, yeah.
Nomos, that's it. Yeah, so and there's also, you know, that whole Hawks and Endeavor were trying to figure out, you know, the plan of who were the other group again? The Liberation
Army. Yep.
Yeah. So they still haven't even addressed that issue, right? Like, they actually haven't even technically addressed it. Only the kids have addressed it.
Right.
So it's there's a lot more to happen. There's a big fight right on the horizon.
Yes, indeed.
I can't wait.
And the problem with the fight on the horizon, though, is even though the good guys have been winning almost every fight, this one I don't see them winning, because they have a combined force of the Liberation Army and the League of Villains.
Yeah.
And Liberation Army was no joke. Remember, they said something like 100,000 members.
They were deep in the streets.
Yes, and that was, I believe, just on that location. There's other locations throughout. You know, they gave us you know, scope of the land, and they showed us their bases. So there could be more, you know, than what we even saw. And yeah, like you said, they had some big players too. Really unique meta abilities, I think, is what they called them. You know, but yeah, they're 110,000. You know, so they do.
That's a lot of peeps.
They're strength in numbers. They're strength in numbers, you guys. And so, you know, I mean, yes, Jeff, I would have to agree. I mean, there's just seeing how most battle animes go. You know, when you see the heroes really just taking it, you know, getting the W for a long period of time, you know, it just kind of bears the question: are they going to suffer any casualties in this big war? And you know, unfortunately, we will not find out for some time, you guys. You know, I would if you guys.
I'm gonna read the manga.
I was going to say, I would encourage you guys to, if you guys cannot wait, go and read the manga, because you will not be disappointed. But yeah, you guys, I mean, with that being said, that in a nutshell, and just getting the perspective of Jeff, Steve, myself, on what our thoughts were on season 5. You know, like, if you guys want to share some of your thoughts in the comments below, we thank you for everybody in the chat that was sharing and, you know, rapping with us about what you guys have seen from, you know, the anime, and what your guys' thoughts were too. So we do appreciate that. So, yes. So, you know, Steve, is there what current events, brother? What do we got going on for the week?
Oh man, Jeff, why don't you go hit him with where you're going to be at? I know you're going to be with my man Cooks, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
right.
Tomorrow be with Cooks 24 podcast on his IG Live. I believe it's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central. And I've never been on his show before, so I don't know what to expect. But he said it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. You know, I can't wait to talk about all kinds of things. Yeah,
Cooks a good dude. You'll enjoy it, man. I'm sure you will. I've been watching. I've been dabbing in shows. Show.
Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys could go ahead and, you know, sub them up, check them out. I'll post something. And so I think I also will be on Raging Cajun show on Sunday.
Oh, that's right, JD.
Calendar markings, y'all. Don't forget.
And I believe he's also going to have another guest as well, Rudy.
Oh, all right. We're getting a 2 for 1 right now.
Twofer.
So I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. And then let's not forget the Mondo Mail Call with my man, Asian Funk Comics, will be in the building. He will be there. We will be ready and raring to go to show off what we got for the week, y'all. And don't forget. Yes, you got that.
Oh, yeah.
You got that versus.
That's right, baby.
You make them pick on what the best thing is and what the best thing was. You just never know. They might pick both of them. You know, and then you got Sunday, man. No. We got to circle on back to Friday.
Back 2 days.
We got to circle back to Friday, man. We got to circle back to Friday because we got that CBSI show with our favorite, my favorite, your favorite, our favorite. Sure,
everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite, man. So you be on the lookout for that. But I believe there will be on a Sunday another top picks of the week. You're going to get your drop in the mic on Gun Honey too. God bless Joanna Tam. Your boy's been reading. He's been taking this weekend to kind of read. So I got to get caught up so I could go ahead and get more of these, comic titles that we've been reading, guys. That's it.
Yeah, I did enjoy your last one. I did enjoy your last one of Gun Honey, man. That was good.
I felt like it was a sprint, man. I felt like I just said shit and it was like, by the time I was done, I was like, let me rewatch that to make sure I didn't step in it, you know?
All you gotta do is
shit.
You just gotta show the Warren Lau cover and that's all. You're good.
For like
they don't need me. Oh. But Eric, you want to take us out, my brother?
Yes, indeed, you guys. Again, thank you guys for joining us this evening. Jeff, it was a pleasure just having you. Another major fan of My Hero, and especially because you're repping hard, baby, with that Plus Ultra, and we know plus you ultra. Always go Plus Ultra. As does everybody in the herd, everybody in the chat. We love you guys. Thank you again for joining us. And with that being said, if you want to do it right, anime for life.
Oh,
later, you guys. For life.
Much